Hello my kin, my name is Kinping, but you can call me Kin, and I'm back with another Rakarth Beasts Only campaign for you all, and this is the third episode in the series, so if you have not seen the other two, I recommend you go and watch those two. Both of them have a cool cinematic battle in them that I hope you guys enjoy, and this will have a cinematic battle in it as well. We're picking up right where we left off, and I'm just checking. It's been a while since I've played, so I actually checked through all the beasts to see how I could actually get them and like what I actually had. I remember having the province, because obviously we took out the Lizardmen faction in our last video, so I was looking pretty good here, and you know, I was deciding who I wanted to attack next. So I decided I actually wanted a non-aggression pack for this Zinch faction because I thought that would actually be really useful to have someone who, like, there's a good chance is not going to declare war on me, because I had Dark Elves, which, you know, I didn't think they stood any chance. They weren't going to declare war on me because I was Dark Elves as well. And I had the Tomb Kings down there, and I had Gorok over the mountains to the east. So I wasn't sure who was going to be an actual threat. So I was deciding that I was probably going to go after the Tomb Kings since they only had one settlement. So I didn't do anything the first turn. I was on to turn 19 here, and I could see that the monster pens only had 4 turns left. So I was hoping that in those four turns, nothing too extreme would happen. So I had the chance to get some more beasts, because I was thinking about maybe getting a second army. But if I wanted a second army, I would need a lot more beasts, and that wasn't looking too good at the moment. Here I could get another technology. So I was looking at all of them. None of them really seemed too good, but this extra people captured, the extra slaves basically, was good, because that way I could do more monster pens, or I could be certain that I could always do a monster pen right when it was active. So I moved towards the Tomb Kings and decided that I was going to take them on, because, you know, Tomb Kings have big armies, but their troops aren't that powerful, and I was thinking that my monsters, I was pretty sure, well, my beasts, I was pretty sure they could take out a Tomb King army. And I had Rakarth there as well. He had a chariot, so they'd run circles around the Skelly boys. So I took a little while to look at my slaves as well, because I was actually going negative slaves. I was losing 8 slaves per turn, which I did not think was good. So I wanted to try and get something that would give me more slaves, whether that be a settlement or a building. I was just looking through everywhere, because I realized that the buildings that give you money, like the ports and the infrastructure buildings and stuff, they actually take away slaves. So I thought that was kind of shitty, and I wasn't sure how to like properly navigate that. I figured that the only way to properly do it was to, you know, get more settlements so I could get more slaves. And I did some more diplomacy with the Zinch people, deciding to get a military access with them. I had to bribe them a lot, but money doesn't really matter in this campaign since I'm not actually using much of it. And as you can see here, I got a lot of cash, so I decided to give them like 5,000 for the military access, just so I didn't actually want military access, but I wanted them to like me a lot. And then tragedy struck halfway through the end turn, when the Bloodhall Coven, the ones I thought I could trust, declared war on me. This ruined my plans completely. Rakarth was all the way down near the Tomb King lands, trying to take out the Tomb Kings. Fortunately, I had not declared war on the Tomb Kings yet, so we were left safe over there, but there was a very small army coming up, which I knew I had to get rid of. Even though he posed no threat to me whatsoever, I just knew he would be really annoying. He'd probably raid, take away some of my money, so I had to go get him. I had to bring the fight to these Dark Elves. I tried to get a non-aggression with the Tomb Kings, but it did not look like it was going to happen anytime soon. So that was a bitch. That really took me completely off guard, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I thought I had a good ally with the Dark Elves, but I did not. So I didn't really have any allies. I wanted at least one ally. Even though I couldn't like get their units, I just wanted an ally just, you know, to help me out. But I think with Rakarth's starting position, he does not have allies. There are like no allies you can get in Rakarth's starting position. Maybe the Zinch, like I'm trying to do here, but it's really hard to actually get allies as Rakarth because he starts around just such hostile people. I also was able to upgrade my main settlement, which I thought was good because that way I was getting closer and closer to be able to recruit harpies from a building, so I didn't have to rely completely on the beast pens. As soon as I could, I wanted to start recruiting stuff from buildings, so obviously upgrading my main settlement was the best way to do that. Nothing much really happened during turn 21. I moved towards the Dark Elf army that had come onto my lands. He knew he stood no chance. I mean, yeah, I don't know why he decided to attack me. It was pretty stupid on his part. And then just before turn 22, the Tomb King asked for a trade agreement. He was asking money for it as well. I wasn't really sure what to do here, so I decided to just ignore it, which in hindsight was probably a bad idea. I probably should have taken that trade agreement, but I think the reason I didn't is because I didn't want it to give me automatic minus penalties with other factions like Gorok and the Dwarfs, just so that I had maybe a couple extra turns before they declared war on me. I wanted to choose my allies wisely, and it was hard because I wasn't sure who I wanted to try and ally with and if they'd actually want to ally with me. But I had my sights set on taking out these Dark Elves, and as you can see here, the little piss boy elf ran away, so I was going to follow after him. I also decided to grab a non-aggression pack with the greenskins because I thought, why not? They looked kind of reasonably powerful and they'd give a good buffer from the top of Lustria, so I'd only have to worry about the people in Lustria, nothing above, because I'd have to fight through the greenskins. And also the greenskins were next to the Hunts Marshal's expedition, and I hate that faction so much, so hopefully with their help I could get rid of the Hunts Marshal. Start of turn 23, I decided to move Big Boy Rakarth up. His army was fully healed and actually looking pretty strong, so I decided to go right for the Blood Hall, their capital. Also, I hadn't realized it when I went for it, but the Blood Hall was actually really defendable. It had such a good location on the map where it could only be attacked by sea, and seeing that it was facing like away from the mainland, it was actually a really good settlement to have. And then I attacked the Blood Hall in the start of turn 24. And they gave me a Pyrrhic victory, which, I mean, I was willing to play that, but I didn't really want to play it because I don't like playing siege settlements a lot of the time. And seeing that I didn't have, like, range, I thought it was going to be kind of hard. So, and also you guys have seen me play small settlement battles the past 2 times. So I decided that the cinematic battle for this video, I'd try and make something different. And I also wasn't in that much danger, so sieging them wouldn't be that much of a loss because they'd be taking attrition and it'd be easier for me. I got quite a few messages in turn 25. The Khorne faction had been destroyed. Probably Gorok's doing, which wasn't that surprising. My technology also went off, which was good, giving me more income. And I decided to choose the Driven by Vengeance one. Even though it gave me like nothing, it would allow me to go into the next tier of technologies, which hopefully would be better for monsters and stuff, because I really needed that. Even though my like monsters, well, my beasts were getting good chevrons and stuff, they weren't actually getting really properly strong, which was a pain in the ass. There was a Pyrrhic victory at the Blood Halls, which I was okay with. Obviously, I was going to take the settlement, so I knew I'd get good replenishment from that. And there was also the chance of getting some beasts, a Black Dragon and a Bloodwrack Medusa. If I could get either one of those, my army would look so much more powerful. No matter what option I choose, there was a chance. I was hoping so much that I'd get one of these. So I looted and occupied, but I didn't get a single beast. And I was gutted. because that was one of my motivating factors to take out the Dark Elves as well, in the hope that I would get monsters, I'd get beasts from them, but I didn't get a single one. It really annoyed me. So sadly, I upgraded my Lord and continued on. But I actually had a good surprise when I saw I could do the monster pens again. So thank God for that, because I was feeling really sad after not getting a beast from the Dark Elves. And so here, I popped the right and then decided which one I wanted to do. After having quite a long look at them all, I decided to go with Old World Expedition, which gave me 2 units of giant spiders, which were good, and then 3 explosive squigs. I felt like having the explosive squigs was a good idea, so I could like just use them if there was like a really bad situation I was getting into. Obviously it was a one-off use, but it's like the bloated corpse, it's worth doing, I think. So I knew the squigs probably weren't gonna actually last that long, but the damage was good, and you know, it was decently fast as well. So even though it probably would have been better getting like a dragon or a mammoth or something like that, I wasn't too upset with the explosive squigs. So during turn 26, I decided to move towards the Pillars of Unseen Constellations to continue taking out the Dark Elves, and to also maybe raid a little bit as well. And also, Rakarth got another mount, which was really cool. I forgot the name of his mount. Damn. Forgot the name of his mount, but he got a new mount, which was really nice. I think he can fly now as well, which makes him just a little bit more versatile in the battle. At the start of turn 27, I saw that the Tomb Kings had been destroyed by Tehinawan, and I realized that that was really bad for me, because Tehinawan probably hated me and was going to come right for me, and Rakarth wasn't there. So basically I had an enemy on each side, and the Dark Elves were looking strong. I really needed to defend my province. So in a little bit of a panic, I instantly recruited the giant spiders, which, you know, I don't think it affected the campaign that much, but I did that. And then I saw the big army and I was like, I probably can't actually fight that. So, but I decided to go attack the Pillars of Unseen Constellations anyway, which I then saw as the same map as all the other battles, which I was like, I don't want to fight that. But in panic, I decided to actually retreat. I did not know what I was doing during this turn. I was just a little bit overwhelmed by all the different enemies. And I also panicked and recruited the squigs as well, which probably wasn't a good idea either, because they were going to be my special only recruit if you need unit, but I recruited them anyway. Obviously, I started building defensive buildings in the Sentinels of Zeti during turn 28, because I knew it was inevitable that Tehinawan was going to come after me. And I really didn't want that to happen, because by the looks of it, he was pretty strong. Strength rank 31, I was strength rank 119, which was not good. Something had to be done, so I decided that it would probably be in my best interests to get a peace treaty with the Bloodhall Coven. I was not powerful enough to fight them and the Lizardmen who were going to come after me eventually. So I decided that I'd actually had a good chance to get peace with the Dark Elves, and giving them back the Bloodhall, which I didn't necessarily need, would also allow for maybe some more money and more treaties like non-aggression pact and military alliance, which I actually thought was pretty good. But I actually didn't go peaceful with them just yet, which I can't remember why. Probably panicking reasons as well. And then Tehinawan declared war on me, and I was gutted. This guy was way stronger than me. Tehinawan was steadily engaging and he had a pretty good army, and my 3rd tier walls were not going to be able to get done. So instantly I went to get a peace treaty and massive alliance with the Dark Elves, because I could not be fighting them right now, and their big army was moving towards my stuff. So I got a peace treaty. I got a lot of good stuff out of it though, thank God. So that means that northeast sort of area was covered with the Dark Elves and the Tzeentch faction. So as quickly as I could, I force marched Rakarth down, because I knew Tehinawan was going to take my settlement. I knew that was inevitable, but I think that a fully healed Rakarth army would probably be strong enough to take on Tehinawan. And then before turn 30 could come around, Tehinawan attacked with reinforcements as well. And all I had was a garrison. Obviously this garrison's human, but in the rules you can fight with garrisons as long as they get attacked. So yeah, I'll just let you guys watch this battle, this coming battle. Obviously I fight it because I thought it'd be a good chance. We've got a legendary lord here to kill. Obviously not in our favor. So enjoy the cinematic.
We understand. I will claim their gold. Tremble before the merciless host. bastard!
Take cover! Enemy fire!
Missiles! Take cover!
And there, I think we put up a pretty good fight. We did munt his army. He didn't actually lose any units, except for Tehenawan, which we killed, which was awesome. We got a valiant defeat. He actually didn't lose any of his units, and one of our settlements had been taken. And we had two pretty strong Lizardmen armies now in our land, which was really annoying. So obviously, we had to get rid of that. But that is for next time. We'll leave it there on the cliffhanger. Our lands have been absolutely annihilated. I'll see you next time, my kin. Goodbye.